Hey guys, welcome to Nerds, Nerds, and More Nerds. We are your hosts,
Cole, Travis,
and Miguel. Today we plan on going over God of War, Detroit Become Human, the new Venom trailer, and more nerd things. Alright, roll the intro music. Nerds.
Well, good night, folks.
All right.
And that's it.
God of War?
God of War. I do want to say one thing really quick. We are going to set up a PayPal, so by the time you're listening to this, it'll be set up, but it's just nerds@gmail.com. If you'd like to donate, every little bit helps, and don't feel like you have to, though. Just if you'd like to, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yes, please do that, so we can keep posting.
Yeah, and that's what you want, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes. Okay.
Right on.
God of War.
God of War.
So, God of War.
Yeah, so...
All right, well, before we do start, I want to hear what you think, Travis, because you don't have as much God of War experience, I guess.
Yeah, this is the most God of War I've ever played.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That stuff blows me away.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, for a while, I lived in an airtight bubble of, like, Nintendo-ness.
Yeah.
For the most part.
You're very heavily footed in the Nintendo camp.
I like colorful games. It's like, oh, that looks pretty. I want to play that.
Considerably less gore.
Yeah, and so I just kind of didn't really think about it too much. And then recently I've started to branch out and really leave my comfort zone and try a lot of different things. And when I saw this advertised, I was like, maybe this is something that I might be interested in. And then the reviews came in, and it was getting crazy awesome reviews. So I was like, yeah, let's pick it up, let's check it out. And
give it a shot, yeah.
I was not disappointed. It was a bunch of fun.
Yeah, man.
It was a whole bunch of fun. It still is a bunch of fun because I'm, only a little bit into the game at this point. The game hasn't even been out for a week yet.
Right.
So, at this point of recording this, so yeah, I thought it was great. And I was actually interested in finding out like what you guys, because both of you guys have played pretty much all of them up until this point.
Certainly.
Yeah, so I want to know how this one ranks with you guys. Like,
all right from the get-go, in my opinion, like, I love the gameplay. Mm-hmm. It's not just button smashing. I mean, there is a fair amount of button smashing in it.
There's some strategy to it.
But there's strategy to it. Like, you have to know what, like, combos to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, well, and that's something that it never lost, is, like, each enemy has its own combative timing.
Right.
Like, you can't just fight them all the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are some, you notice some a little bit early in the game, some of them that aren't really affected by your axe, and you have to, just put it away and just, fist fight them.
Miguel got to witness that with me the hard way. Like, it's like an enemy that you would be better off using distance attacks on.
Yes.
And it frustrated the crap out of me. I'm like the real, like, get up close and just thrash on them. Yeah,
that's how I thought I was going to be playing this.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, like, it makes more sense to keep away. And then occasionally hitting that square button and having Atreus shoot those arrows and just kind of dodge. That was really fun gameplay, just
now
going through.
I will say that I don't know if the word is disappointed, because I'm not really, but I do kind of miss the format of, chaining together all the hits and building up the orb counter.
Yeah.
Because that was what you used to upgrade all your weapons and moves and things.
Right.
That's got me slightly bummed out. Just because, it seemed like if you were conscious of, keeping a multiplier going, you could kind of do it a little easier. With this one, it is a little more... But I do like how this one is, structured in such a way that, it's gotten away from that. It's really about your combative strategy.
Right.
Because before it was just swing the blades as fast as you can and, and do that. But but I like how this one is be methodical, pick people out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I liked some of the things that were... It was kind of slightly after Cole where you got... actually, there was one part before that you probably did witness. Right before the... what was that thing? That giant world serpent.
The world serpent.
Right before that, there was one part where they were just a gang of these guys, and they were all tough, and I died quite a few times before I figured out oh, maybe I should keep my distance, have Atreus knock some of these guys out for me. Just dodge all of their hits. And there were several moments like that. And then there was one boss fight right after that, where one of the bosses actually it kind of works to your advantage. They kind of throw some of the bad guys, they pick them up and they launch them at you.
Yeah.
Did you get to that part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could eventually get on top of him.
Yes.
And control him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's been in every other game.
Yeah.
I think they actually introduced that in the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it was in the first one.
Yeah, no, not in the first. Second one,
super
and
cool.
also Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
It's heavily used in that one.
Right. Another fantastic game.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also... What were you going to say, Cole?
No, nothing. It escaped me.
Okay. I was going to ask you guys what you thought about the shift as far as the mythology is concerned. What do you think about that? Is this a good shift for it? Is it a similar vibe to the old ones, or is it kind of different?
I think that's a really great question, because I wasn't so sure that Nordic mythology would support the kind of depth that the Greek mythology, could sustain.
Right.
It seemed like there were so many different relationships and they brought in so many different gods in that mythos. So I was a little uncertain, but seeing it now, and maybe just because I know so little of the Nordic stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's moving in the right direction.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
And they're really there are a lot of gods in the Nordic culture, and it's Odin is the big one,
right?
And then he has his sons,
the Zeus, if you will,
Thor and Loki.
Right.
Loki is still there. Basically all of the superheroes in Marvel you can think of,
all of the Thor
folks over there. The Valkyrie.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I got to a part where I have to fight a Valkyrie. Well, I don't have to, but I can.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have the option to. Those things are tough.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you. They're
Well, tell us.
they're really hard.
Wow.
Yeah, did you die a lot?
Okay.
I
That
died quite a lot. Yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a one of those really tough ones. Like Kingdom Hearts, I think has this like secret boss battle.
Oh, a secret boss. Okay.
With Sephiroth.
Okay.
From Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's like the most badass character in all of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Has a super long sword and
I remember
half a wing.
I remember seeing a battle with Sephiroth. Sephiroth.
Yeah, with an F.
Okay,
but
well,
it's PH.
I said it right. He in Final Fantasy VII, I think.
Yeah.
He is like the end boss, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. But it's like those fights.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah. It's basically an impossible fight.
Pretty intense.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And apparently there's like 7 or 9 of them.
Whoa.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you get
a lot
like
more.
a bunch of stuff from it, but like
at what cost?
Exactly.
How many
Time.
hours are you going to have to pour into this?
Exactly.
Now, can we talk about gripes, maybe?
Yeah.
Gripes,
Like,
yeah.
what did we?
Certainly.
What did we gripe on about it?
Right on.
I think one for me is the camera control. I like now that it's not the frozen, like, you go into an area in the old games and it was like you're doing everything from this camera view, and it would change as you moved throughout that level or that board or whatever.
Yeah.
Like even in a big room, if you kind of went over here, you could still see, but it would change just a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, like, you can control it and that's great. I just don't like the scheme of pushing the down directional button to like turn and look behind you.
Oh yeah.
I just think that's kind of.
I haven't really done that too much, actually.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Actually.
I think getting in the rhythm though is going to be crucial.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like it because it's a challenge. I see it as a challenge.
It's like part of a combo.
Yeah, rather than an inconvenience. I personally like it a lot because they show you, the
arrow.
the red arrows.
Yeah.
When a creature is about to attack.
Right.
Right.
So
I see that.
You know when to.
I know when to.
Right.
And I do it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can block it.
I see.
It's so much easier when you use it.
But I also miss the right stick, evade scheme. Now it's an X button. And that, it's cool because you sort of instinctually want to maybe hit that button.
Well, I think at first it used to be circle.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the third one was the right trigger.
You're right.
Not trigger.
The first PS3 installment.
Right analog stick.
Yeah.
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 But I really liked that. I got used to that immediately.
Yeah.
Because
it was good.
It worked really well.
Fight night.
Well.
Right? A little bit?
Well, you do use the sticks a lot in that game, but
or,
yeah.
11.
Oh, I see what you're.
Not 11. Was it 11?
NHL 11.
Yeah.
NHL.
The one where you use the right analog stick to shoot the puck into the net.
I wouldn't have made that association, but I guess now that you bring it up, I've sort of been preconditioned to be attached to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What now?
It's an adjustment.
On a positive note,
yes.
As far as controls, the axe. Oh man,
we figured out too. Like we tried this a lot, Miguel and I, of just walking as far away from it as possible.
Yeah.
And trying to see if it never would come back.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
What's funny is I left it for a really, really long time.
Me too.
And I pressed it to like recall it, and it was like reaching out his hand for like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, got it, let's do this.
So I need to tell you this. Like,
Wow.
so once, minor spoilers, people, but in the story, like you go to this like these different worlds.
Yeah.
Basically, these different lands and
realms, right?
Realms, yeah, realms is the correct term. But you move the bridge and you go into these new realms.
Right.
And so I threw my axe at some point. It may have even... I don't think it was before I went in that realm. It may have been. I got in a boat. I traveled for a really long distance with no enemies. Just trucking along. And then I finally got to where there were tons of enemies, and I was like, oh no. And I went to fight, and I was like, oh man, I don't have my axe. Same story. I hit it to return, and he was just holding his hand up. I'm like, come on. Like hitting the square button, like Atreus, just knock these guys out while I'm waiting. And then finally came back.
Well, it makes its way through 3 different realms.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
How cool would that be though if like you hit the triangle button, it comes back to you, but like if you look in the direction that it came from, just like stuff's falling down. Like, you know, it's like hedging a path in that one spot.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
One of my favorite things about the axe is when you if you throw it too far and you miss an enemy, or even if you do hit them, but for the case of the story, say you throw it really far trying to hit an enemy, you miss them, you can kind of move where you're at and just like line up perfectly with one of the enemies and call it back, and it hits them or trips them.
Yeah.
As they fall down. I thought that was amazing.
Definitely. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That saves my butt, actually, more than not.
Right. Right. Yeah. The way they worked out a lot of the physics with the X, it pleases me because I really, for the longest time, Kratos had the 2 blades, the blades of chaos, the blades of Olympus or whatever. You get different ones. Like that was so cool to me. Like you got the blades of Hades. Remember those?
Yeah, the purple ones.
Yeah,
those were pretty cool.
Dude, there were tons of different ones. Like and they were so cool. So
So how does the axe rank up to these blades?
I get what I mean. Maybe I'm only 3, maybe 4 hours into it, and even still at that point, I like it. I like it a lot.
Satisfying.
Yeah,
when you call it back, it just like vibrates.
Right
in the control. Yeah.
I don't give it any bad marks because it's new. It's different. It's and it's got its own its own behavior, its own thing. So it fits the story too. If he still had the blades, it would look like what are they doing here? Recycling. Just
what's going on?
A theme. It just wouldn't have like a standalone or not even standalone, but like we're going hardcore into this new direction. Except for this one thing. That would just seem half-assed.
Right.
So I do. I like it. I just, I've got to play it more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's weird him having a shield, too, to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's never had a shield. Never needed one.
And then
you kind of actually, technically, he does have one in the second God of War. It's not really a shield, per se, but it's like
what is it?
Oh, when he holds up the...
He has an arm, or like a golden arm thing, and he uses it to block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a gauntlet?
Yeah, like a gauntlet. I don't remember what it was
But he
called.
could also use the blades. Like, if you parried a projectile at the right time, he would, absorb it and, fling it back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, that's super cool.
You have the collection, right, Miguel?
I do. I have the collection.
Ooh.
I have Ascension.
Travis, you ought to borrow that.
Yeah. Is that PS3?
No, I have the collection on PS4.
Well, look at you.
Look at me.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Everything remastered and everything?
I think so.
Looks good.
I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I have it, though.
Remember now, the first one came out on PS2. So revisiting that, the one time we did, some time back, I think we played through them all, didn't we?
Yeah.
When 3 came out, we were like, let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's play 1, 2, and then 3.
Yeah, we had a marathon.
Yeah.
Dude, they look kind of rough, actually. Like,
Yeah. Most games do, like,
wow.
Yeah.
like, especially, like, if you go back and look at PS1 games now.
Man. Indistinguishable. Like,
Yeah.
what am I looking at here?
Yeah, what?
Right.
What is this?
Is that a person?
No, that's a tree.
And that's your gun. You should be shooting at that, well, that tree person.
See that triangle? See that triangle? Shoot at that square.
Yeah. See how he's holding that? It's supposed to be an oval, but shoot right there. That's his weak point.
Yeah. Kids nowadays are getting really, what's the word?
They're spoiled, right?
Yeah, spoiled for sure.
I mean, they, yeah, they didn't know what it was like to shoot pixels at other pixels.
But I am really, really excited for you guys to keep playing. I know I'm further than you guys, but like there's this part that I'm at, and it looks so awesome. And there's this part that I know that you are going to be so excited about.
Well, there, and maybe just to wrap this up even, but the look, seamless.
Oh,
Seamless, yeah.
absolutely.
The camera?
Gameplay to cutscene to everything is right there.
There's no
shot,
loading
yeah.
screen. Like,
Oh,
the loading screen is a cutscene, but it doesn't look like a loading screen. Like, it doesn't say loading. It doesn't say...
Yeah.
it
You
doesn't
know.
even skip even to
Right.
like
No.
now
No.
this.
Yeah.
It's just that, oh man, they did it right.
They did it so
did
right.
it so right.
It's so
Yeah.
perfect and totally deserves all the reviews it's getting.
Yeah. I almost think like if you wanted your games to like translate that way, maybe now's the time to go back and redo them that way.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever
Yeah.
it happens to be. Should even Dynasty Warriors would look cool if they did that.
Yeah.
You know, and those games are
Yeah.
they're fun button smashers, but
Yeah.
the cutscenes are terrible, the acting's gross.
Yep.
It's just hey,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Take notes.
Totally.
But-
I want to skip every scene and just play the game.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Make it part of the game, and then I'm like, "What? That was a cutscene? I gotta smash people again."
Yeah.
But
I was going to say one other thing.
Please.
I'd probably not talk about the story too much, just because I want people to
discover it for
to
themselves.
discover it. Yeah,
For themselves, yeah.
Yeah. And if you know anything about this game, you already know it's kind of a father-son journey, and that's pretty much where I'd leave it. But I do want to talk about one other thing that was in the game, which was the skill tree, the upgrades, the RPG elements, where you can kind of customize the characters, upgrade them with
'Cause
materials. And
That's
things.
new to the series too.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
And I thought that was awesome. That's any sort of like RPG elements like that.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
You are
That's
an RPG
super cool.
kind of guy,
Yeah.
and the open world concept.
Yeah.
I mean, they were never like that too, and I really
Yeah.
like that.
It did lead you on a path, but then there were also those moments where it was like, oh, you can kind of veer off a little bit from this path that you're clearly supposed to go on.
Right.
And I get these chests and do this and check out that.
Loot harvesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like how you're in a spot, right? You're there, but you're really not there.
Right.
You know? Oh, I can't get to this thing that I can obviously get to. I must not have something I need yet.
Correct. And
Very
then
cool.
you check out the environment, and then it's breathtaking, of course.
Right,
And then you say,
right.
Oh, what do I need? What do I need out here?
They must have spent a good time in Scandinavia to really capture all of
Yeah.
that scenery and nature.
Right.
Or Asgard, but
Yeah, right. I mean, they
Yeah,
were probably in Asgard
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, definitely went to Asgard. Guards masses.
Wow.
Cole, I know you were looking at some comments on
Oh yeah.
the old Twitter.
Yeah.
I know you found some that really stuck out to you.
These made me laugh. Some of these people had some funny things to say. Yeah, I want to Let me see here. Okay. Here we go. So, this person, I'm not going to give away any identities, that seems scummy.
Yeah.
But says, Kratos is every parent ever. What am I doing, Dad? Hunting deer. Where are they? Oh, I don't know. Maybe try looking for them? Same person says, Kratos' version of I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Do not be sorry. Be better. That's pretty good. She says, I'm going to give that one a go.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. I love this one too. I love that everyone calls the new God of War Dad of War. That's I think that's gonna stick.
Definitely.
This guy says, so far I completely relate to Kratos. He's a grumpy dad who is homeschooling his kid. That's pretty good. God of War looks awesome, plays great. P.S. I hope there is less of the brat as the game progresses. Parenting is a chore. Parentheses, ask anyone who has played Fallout 4. And I guess it took me a while to remember the parenting aspect of Fallout 4.
Right.
But
he has the kid for the first part of the game, and then they just steal his kid.
Which was kind of nice, though, because, sometimes that tarnishes a game a bit, It's like,
I don't think that it does in this case, though.
No.
Atreus is very useful.
Yes.
Yeah.
This person can go elsewhere.
Go elsewhere.
For lack of maybe more extreme language.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Kratos' son in this game. Like, as an AI character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head and shoulders above any other AI character.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
You normally have to. It's like you're going to play this game with one leg and no hands because you have a partner. And go.
What are you doing? Why are you in my way right now?
Yeah.
Can you get out of my way?
Yeah.
And now I've got to give you all my health packs because all you do is get shot. Yeah.
Hey, listen. Listen. I'm here.
I'm already here. I'm doing what you said.
Listen to what? The first 30 seconds of God of War made me cry. I teared up 5 more times after. I am crying again right now thinking of the first time. Cannot wait to play more. Okay. I didn't get all those feels from it. It's definitely immersive, but maybe that person's
very emotional.
Playing in the dark alone and just sort of sad anyway.
But that actually leads into a little bit too with the director.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I guess he locked himself in a room and didn't check any of the reviews until launch day. Didn't see any IGN whatever.
What the critics said.
What the critics said. Like he was so nervous about it, and then he filmed himself checking it for the first time with the high scores on Metacritic, and he was just super emotional. And like for me, that just kind of shows that he put his all into it,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a job. It's like
right.
Yeah, passion.
That's what it told me too. Like, we maybe as gamers sometimes it's easy to think like these people are just making these games to have something to do or to make money. And I suppose to an extent, sure, it's their living, it's their art form, it's their work. Mm-hmm. But to see somebody get that broken up about just how well received it is like, it's like, wow. I mean, this guy was really hoping that this was going to be successful or that, people liked his ideas, or just whatever. I think he can sleep at night.
Yeah.
I
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He hit it out of the park.
For sure.
Okay, here, check this one out. This is the last one. I am so excited to completely ignore my real-life kid to play a pretend dad with my pretend kid in God of War tonight.
That was my favorite. Wow.
All right, they win, because that's gonna just ignore my flesh and blood here to
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that's a perfect spot to end God of War.
Certainly. That's about all we have to say about it.
Yeah, it's very great.
yes.
Go
Not
check
really,
it out.
but we'll move on anyway.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Detroit Become Human.
Oh, you know
it's
what?
in.
So it's a demo. Like
Right.
if you guys haven't checked it out, just go on the PlayStation Store. You can download it for free. It only takes like maybe 15 or 20 minutes to play through like one scenario.
And maybe about 15 minutes just to download, depending on
yeah,
your,
that too.
depending on your
Internet
connection and everything like that. But
Now, what can I say, just to start, were you guys at all disappointed at how short the demo was?
I was not, just because now I want to play the game. It's just like a nice
Yeah.
little taste of it.
Yeah.
I concur, actually.
Yeah.
It was enough.
It was enough for me to want to replay
Okay,
and to
you can
see
do
all the
different-
different outcomes.
Yes.
yeah.
Because there are different outcomes in that whole thing. There's
Yeah.
like
Right.
5 different outcomes.
Yeah, depending on like what clues you find and what
Right.
things you say to people.
Yeah.
There was still one clue we couldn't find. Did you ever find that one?
No.
See?
I found it.
You did?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't even know what the clue was. I found a lot of clues though.
Man, like,
I 100% secured the situation when I played through.
I also
why
did
not?
Yeah.
on one of my replays.
Yeah.
Was that your
was-
first replay?
That was my first playthrough.
first playthrough. 100%.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Come on.
Celebrate.
Wow.
Celebrate me. I took my time.
yeah.
I took my time.
I'm not surprised though. You have just like a very calm and like poised personality anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally see why a simulated cyborg would
Are you
give
calling me a robot?
would hand you
Are you
your
calling
weapon.
me a robot?
I'm not saying that, but I'm also not saying that.
A robot.
A robot.
Yeah. You could very possibly be a
robot.
robot.
Like have you guys ever small detour? Have you guys ever watched the Mega Man cartoon? The Dr. Light that created Mega Man and all the good robots.
Sure.
He refers to robots as robots. Just the guy that does the voice. He says that. Robots.
Huh.
Now I think you're a robot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When I was going through it, like I was doing a mix of like logical, but also sympathetic answers to the guy.
How did it end then? Can we talk about how it ends? I mean, we can't assume everyone's
Okay.
downloading.
Yeah.
Right?
So.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. If you want to check it out before hearing it, just pause this, go play it. It only takes like 15 minutes to play through one time, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
And then
Yeah.
and then
Come back.
comment what you think after you've played it through.
Yeah.
And then you push play on this podcast again.
Yes, please do.
Okay, let's wait. Okay, you're back.
You're back.
You're
All
back.
right.
That didn't take too long. So yeah, when I played through, he was like talking to the android that was holding the girl hostage, and like he found out that I'm sure you guys found out too that he was being replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Poor guy.
yeah, he thought he was part of the family, and he was being replaced. Then, like, helicopters came in and stuff, and then he said, "Tell him to go away." And you just kind of, like, wave him off, And basically, I think the last part was when you say, like, "Oh, everything is going to be fine." And they just light him up with bullets.
Diffused.
It's like, well, okay. That was like the only thing that was weird about it. It got to 100%, like 100% secure. Let the girl go. All right. Get to town.
Yeah.
People with bullets.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's what happened. I only played through it once. Because, I mean, hey,
I did a 100%.
Why would you play it again if you got 100%?
Right.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, yeah, I did want to see the other scenario,
Totally.
so I will go back and check it out.
Tell us one of yours.
Actually, okay, so my 100%.
Yeah.
Was like it was after I did it a couple of times, so I rushed it. I rushed into like the room. I grabbed the plaything to get his name. I skipped the dad. Didn't even bother with that.
Yeah.
I went straight towards the cop that died. And I
analyzed.
I analyzed it. I got the gun. And I picked it up, hit it. And I lied to him
that
about
you didn't
having
have
the gun.
I said I did have a gun.
Right. And then you threw it
dropped
away, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
No, didn't do that.
Bad
I
choice.
didn't let the helicopter go. And I got so close enough where I just executed him right then and there.
No way.
Yeah.
What?
I shot him right in the head, point blank. He dropped the girl onto the ceiling, or on the roof, and he dropped down, dead.
Wow.
He walks off and he takes out like the clip, drops it, gives the gun to the captain. The captain's like, "Damn, that was a hell of a robot, a robot."
Nice. Wow.
When you were just talking about that, about the clues, I was just thinking like, I wonder which one they couldn't find. Did you find the headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, that was the only one
But
that was
I-
kind of out of the way.
yeah,
But
but
it-
I didn't. I skipped that one for the 100% one.
Okay.
Yeah, like by the time I got there, I was only at 60%. Right, got outside.
Yeah.
That's the same thing for me too.
Yeah, and then it got knocked down to 48%.
Whoa.
Yeah, when the helicopter came.
And then you shot him in the head and it went up to 100%.
Shot him in the head. 100%.
There is no fail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Mine, the one that I played through my first time, it was cool. So when I watched Miguel play for the first time through, he didn't really try to get too close to the perp.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll make a mental note of that because I saw it in the feedback afterwards, get closer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that. And I tried to look at I was trying to find every clue. And I spent too much time. Miguel's like, dude, time is of the essence. He's like, the game's telling me, Miguel. I don't need you telling me. Come on, man. And, but then, another cop gets shot. So, you can't, it is. It's like, this is real life going on almost.
I tried beating that. I tried, making it so that the cop didn't get shot.
Yeah.
But every single time, no matter whatever I skip, it always happens.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe you can just, go straight there, skip everything.
Not knowing anything.
Not knowing anything.
Hey,
just
shoot
talking
this
to
guy,
him.
man.
Hey,
You. Put down the
Robot.
girl.
Yes.
Put down the girl, robot.
Go away, helicopter.
The helicopter's going to stay because I don't really know if you're mad or not. So, but yeah, in the one I get to, I kind of gained his trust up to a point, and then I lost some of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh man! But by this time, I was close enough that when this guy got really froggy, he just kind of leans back off the building with the girl in his arms. And you get prompted to approach him at that point. So I run at him, grab the girl, throw her back on the roof, and we both just jump off and
Oh, and you died?
yeah. But on the way down, you're like this. You're what's happening, and it says mission successful, and then you close your eyes, and it's like, what?
They can rebuild me.
Man, right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was crazy, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's such a cool game. Another good example of flawless, one moment to the next, no funky, glitchy strangeness.
Another thing I'm worried about, though,
Yeah.
is, the gameplay.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay is a little funky.
a little clunky.
Maneuvering is a little hard to get, around
little bit.
things.
Yeah.
And
Trying to get the gun from under the table, I had to position myself going back and forth.
Exactly.
You do have to be pointed.
You have to look down and then do the motion, like to pick it up.
But once you do that, though, I thought that was pretty cool. Like where it's like, oh, you analyze these points, rewind and fast forward things from different angles,
and that's cool.
I thought that part was awesome.
That part's really cool and really playable.
Yeah.
But the actual moving around and trying to get to like the things to look at, that's a little off.
The thing is, it's like, I agree with you, and then in order to even be able to discover those things, they have to be like well in the screen. You know, like you can totally access them, but you've got to be almost looking directly at it, or like it's got to show up.
Yeah. Well, did you guys hit the button that kind of goes into that weird infrared looking screen where it's all blue and all of the clues are yellow?
No.
You didn't hit that? You just have been looking around for clues?
Yeah.
You can hit a button. Okay, so there's a button. Like everything kind of goes into like this weird blue grid.
Is it like in Arkham Asylum when Batman goes into like detective vision?
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it does that, and then all of the clues are like yellow squares with a black dot in them. Like, they're everywhere. Like, yeah, and you could just kind of like glance around and it's like, oh, I'll get the one in that room in a second. I'm going to go to this one first.
Well,
and then talk to this person. Yeah. That's
wow.
You played. Miguel played through all of them.
All
three
of them
times
without even realizing that, or even going. Oh man.
That's like playing halfway through Max Payne 2 and never using bullet time. It's like, hey, wait, I can go into slow motion?
That's like going through God of War and never playing the Spartan Rage.
Yeah, you're never using Rage, yeah.
I almost didn't. Dude,
there's got to be a way. Click. Whoa!
Yeah, I did it. I did it the first time, like when it like first prompted you to do it, like during the fight with the stranger.
When it first pops up.
Yeah, when it first pops up, and then I forgot about it for a little bit, and then I was like, oh yeah. It's like, what's that little red meter again? Oh yeah, it's that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh man,
that's good.
I'm extremely excited to see the rest of that game.
Oh yeah, me too.
Just that developer has done such an amazing job with other titles.
Yeah,
I didn't really get into Two Souls as much. I know you bought that, Miguel, and probably spent more time playing it than I did.
Oh yeah, certainly.
But as far as their past work, Heavy Rain, I mean, that game just sucks you in. And it's like
that.
Yeah. But it was like, in that game, it was like you played stuff to an even like further extent. Like, I don't know if I'm, pleased or displeased with like, in this new game here, Become Human, that it's just kind of like push and hold triangle. In the other game, it was like stoop down, get to one knee, lift up the carpet. Now, shake the stick left and right to like look both ways. Like it was like you're pushing like 6 things and like trying to hold the one in the right place. Like cradling the baby in the other game and like brushing your teeth. Like you're doing everything.
Yeah.
Inhale. Like it was like, wow, I've got to control every aspect of this person.
Yeah.
I don't know if there will be more of that to come, but
hopefully.
I kind of hope so, because it was like you can never just put the controller down and maybe watch a thing happen.
Right.
In that game, you were always like able to control some part of even a cutscene.
Yeah.
And I really like that, and I'm like I said, I'm anxious to see if that's the case for Detroit Become Human.
See, in Two Souls, you actually got to use like a gun.
Oh wow.
And like shoot, use those buttons to fight back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought the whole fighting aspect of that game was that spirit or whatever it was.
I mean, that's part of it.
Oh, okay.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
But there was other fighting aspects of it.
Oh, okay.
For physically human contact.
Oh, so there was a lot that I did not see.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just trying to find a good picture of what it looks like. So, Yeah, they just hit the button, and then you see all of those yellow things are clues.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Sorry, podcast people, you can't see this. Yeah, all those little yellow squares with the black dots, those are all clues.
Wow.
Yep. So you guys were playing on difficult mode.
Take a screenshot of that.
We were on Caveman.
Yeah.
And send it to me. And I'll put it in for the YouTube people.
Do we think that the average gamer, or maybe not to, man, that sounds so reductionist, but maybe like
the casual.
The casual, the first timer, or even, someone that doesn't play much.
I think it caters to that. Because because if you think about it, thinking about God of War and all the mechanics and crazy things that are happening with that.
The history, yeah.
There's there is history though. That's kind of a hesitant thing to jump into something like I might not know.
I haven't played the other titles.
Yeah, I must not be able to play this one.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
I think that this caters to that because there's like that the action within the game is just like a multiple choice kind of scenario.
You can't be wrong.
Yeah. It just is.
Wow.
It just is. And just looking for clues, is just kind of a I don't want to say casual just because there is a deadline.
It'll be the perfect amount to draw in the sort of like, I'll just see what it is and look at this.
It seems like a game that you could drink your morning coffee and play this.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Yeah.
Like it's maybe like a notch above that. It's not quite like Pokemon level, like turn-based type stuff, but like there is a little bit of a time crunch to give your answer when you're going through the multiple choice, but
urgency.
Yeah, a little bit of urgency, but not a terrible amount.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not pressured. Yeah. Could we give it a grade? What do you guys think on a standard educational scale of grades? Letter grade. What do you give it?
I really liked it. I did, and I wasn't like
really like is like a B+.
I would give it at least an A- for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I had A- in my mind.
Yeah.
I was definitely gonna say that as well.
Only because I haven't played through all of the different outcomes like Miguel has, so I just want a little bit more of a feel for it to see, but
even that will only be 20 minutes. I mean, we only get to play 20 minutes of it.
Yeah.
No matter what the outcome is at this point.
Yeah. But added up, it'll be like whatever hour.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. And there's 3 different playable characters.
Indeed. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
When I saw this advertised, I was like, oh, okay. And actually, the same with God of War. It's like, oh, okay. Cool. This is the thing that exists. And then as these things are coming up and I'm finding out more about them, like with God of War, it was like, oh, this actually, this looks like something I would genuinely be interested in and play through. And I have not been disappointed with that. And I'm hoping the same happens for Detroit Become Human. That would be awesome. And where was I going with that? I don't know.
We were talking about letter grades.
Yes, A-.
A-.
Yes.
Okay.
I would give it an A- right now. And there was one other thing I'd like to touch on with this. It's just like what that story, like just in that little 15-20 minute clip, like what you gathered from that story. What do you think about that? Like, as far we're from Michigan, and this is Detroit, so
right,
yeah, not too far away, and the year that it happens in is not too far away either.
That is true.
Yeah. I was kind of like it was intriguing to think about this android the one that's holding the girl hostage.
Right.
It was interesting to think that this android gained human feelings and had a lot of jealousy towards this new model of android that the family is ordering.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting story.
Can I add to that by saying it's even more strange that they'd send an android to defuse another android?
It's like, whatever. They're just robots.
Yeah, whatever. They're all expendable. If they kill each other, who cares? As long as the girls are here. Yeah, I agree. It's that's cool. I guess also to add to that, I guess there's sort of like a small kind of sense of pride that it is based in Detroit.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, you know,
that's where all the things happen. RoboCop happens.
Yeah, a lot of robotic,
lots of robot
journeys
stuff.
and adventures and tumultuous times.
Maybe because it's the Motor City, maybe it like evolves into the.
Could be. I work with robots.
I wonder if they have like the new Hudson building they're like building right now.
Oh, in the game.
In the game.
Yeah, that's.
And I also wonder if we can like roam free.
Like an open
throughout
world.
the city.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I really hope so.
that's why I feel that sense of pride, because it's like Detroit must be earning some kind of cred now. There's a reason to focus on Detroit for whatever reason. I don't know what it is, and as a game developer, it almost seems arbitrary. This is going to be based in Fresno, or whatever. Like, how do they figure that out? How do they choose? But,
it sounds better than Nashville becoming.
I guess, yeah. Come on. But it's like, I don't know, to see Detroit portrayed in that way, in a futuristic look, like. Also kind of like having seen it as a child, like what it really looked like, and sort of remembering some of that.
Yeah.
I mean, like maybe not everybody, can relate, but it was rough, man. I mean, it was really rough. As like a kid, the parts that I would see on a fairly regular basis was like, man, has it come a long, long way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like fast forward that even just 20 or so years into the future and see it like this is like, whoa. That's what they think it might look like. That's kind of cool, man.
Man.
With some of the things that are still there, and then the stuff that's been added, and like you said, I wonder if we can just walk through it and kind of like, this is where the spot is, or this is, I like to eat sushi at that place, or whatever. Like, it'd be cool to find that out. But I think it's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. I love those kinds of settings too, where it's kind of this not so perfect. Futuristic world, like a Blade Runner type world.
Yeah. That's kind of what it reminded me of, in fact.
Yeah.
This is very Blade Runner-esque.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Oh, man.
It's like nitty-gritty futuristic setting.
Noir. They called it neo-noir.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Let that sink in.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I didn't come up
So
with
do
it.
I.
Somebody said that.
Someone.
Good job, someone.
Way to go,
I
someone.
just gave you a thumbs up.
Heck yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, man.
Well,
that's awesome. Perfect.
I think we all fairly agree on how cool that game is.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you didn't check it out and you listened to all this,
Wake up.
yeah, come on. If any of that sounded
Sort of cool.
even just a little bit interesting, just go check it out for yourself. The graphics are really cool too. We didn't really touch too much on that, but yeah, I really liked what it looked like.
They were spot on.
It looked real life for a minute.
Realistic.
Absolutely.
You will see a realistic fish.
Yeah. Right, the fish in the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Same.
Like that's got to be real.
We've got to touch on this for a second. Now, when you went back and played through Miguel,
Yeah.
you played through a bunch of times. Was there any sort of different outcome with putting the fish back or leaving it there? Did you notice anything different?
I did not notice anything different.
Okay.
So the android didn't shoot another cop because you didn't put the fish back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just there to be like, oh, this is how you analyze clues. I think that was all that it was there for.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like looking at the statue.
Yeah. Or
Turning off the or unmuting the refrigerator
TV.
Yeah.
Turning off the stove.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. They were about to eat dinner.
The headphones even was kind of like, well, that doesn't really matter, but okay, she didn't
hear anything. Yeah. Had no idea.
So yeah, go play the game if you haven't.
Yeah.
If you have, we'd love to hear your comments.
Yeah, tell us what you think. Anything we missed, or if you just want to tell us we're wrong, because there's no way that's even possible.
Awesome. And
So
then
anyway.
we have one other tiny bit of news to cover, and that is
I'm excited about this too.
Oh man.
I am super excited about this.
The new trailer
The new trailer.
for Venom.
I saw it today.
Yeah.
A buddy at work was like, "Hey man, I just sent you the video of the new trailer where you get to see Venom," and I said, "Oh," and I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude.
Whoa, indeed.
They finally show Venom.
And even just
Yes.
other glimpses of him,
Yeah.
like now I don't know that we can really spoil this because it's everywhere now. So if you're
Right.
not seeing it, shame on you.
It's even
Right.
shorter than the demo.
right,
Right. We just talked about, and we talked about everything in that, so
If you
go watch it real quick.
If you're an actual nerd, then and you haven't seen it, shame on you.
I love when they show Venom
And his teeth go
and
over
his
his head.
teeth go over his head, very gooey, and all the teeth, all the hundreds of teeth.
Because it looked
Just,
like a suit,
coming in.
didn't it?
Yeah.
It looked like he was he would have had to have put on a suit
Right.
if it had a zipper or whatever,
Yeah, man.
That's what it looked like to me. It was like,
Yeah.
so it's like, yeah, it's not just another skin on him or
I
something.
love how he was talking, 'cause we are Venom. You know?
Yeah.
And he's just eating Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
you know, into this suit.
They were
Right.
one
Of
was
Venom.
basically
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit
Skeptical?
skeptical
Yes.
of the other scenes you see, you see for a brief minute he's on the bike and he gets real high in the air where he leaves the bike and he's kind of almost uncertain of oh no, what's happening, and then the symbiote grabs the bike and pulls him back to it and right back into it.
Yeah.
I like the scene. I like how cool that looks. It just seems a little strange to me that he still has kind of that control of it without being Venom,
Now you know what?
A little weird.
I don't think he was controlling it.
It was doing
It was
on
sustaining
its
itself.
Correct.
own. Yes.
Oh.
And it was...
And I think you can see that in his face.
Well, when he was
When
beating
he
up those
leaves the
guys in the
bike.
apartment.
That too.
Okay, yeah, because he was just bam. Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
But based on that, I think we're not going to see any kind of goofy, web slinging from Venom. It's going to be like that. He can just gooey his way up a wall with these crazy appendages that, just get him there.
And I wonder what the logo is going to be on his chest, because I don't think that the symbiote actually attaches to Spider-Man in this Venom.
No. I'm not even sure if Spider-Man's really...
I mean,
Very
I know
involved?
he creates, he's in a guest appearance in this film.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah,
Really?
And it's owned by Marvel now.
It's in association with
Right.
Marvel. It's a Sony film.
Well, true, but
They're
producing
playing
it.
nice. They're
Yeah,
playing nice.
They're playing nice.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's so that they can introduce Carnage.
That would be really cool.
You think they'd do that in the first Venom movie?
No.
Oh.
I think what
Oh,
might happen-
eventually.
Eventually, yeah. I think what might happen eventually is either Spider-Man 3 or Venom 3 is gonna have Carnage as the villain.
But the Amazing
Spider-Man, huh?
The Amazing Spider-Man, not just Spider-Man, right?
Well, Spider-Man: Homecoming or whatever it is.
Or whatever they were calling him. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're calling him now.
I think they're just calling him Spider-Man.
Yeah, Marvel Spider-Man.
Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to team up together to defeat Carnage like they did in the comics.
Well, eventually they do have to do that. But there's a point... Well, because, like, Eddie Brock's not necessarily a bad guy.
Right. Yeah. That was an interesting part, too.
Right. Well, and that's the story anyway, because there's, like, a good Venom and a bad Venom eventually.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see the development of that.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. I agree. And who's like, I think somebody's already going to be Carnage. Is it Woody Allen? Is that it?
For real? Yeah. I don't know.
Are you just saying that, or did you hear something?
I think I heard something about that, or read it online. Or
Woody
something
Allen?
Is it Woody Allen? Who's in Zombieland? What's that guy?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
What did you say before?
Woody Allen. I'm just being dumb. But to be Carnage, Woody Harrelson.
Oh man, that's a little odd. I feel like
it is a little bit odd.
I hope that's not true.
I would
no knocking Woody Harrelson.
From what I remember, like
pretty sure
even
it is.
From what I remember, like even the dude in like the Spider-Man series, like the actual guy that becomes Carnage, I remember he was like really crazy, like a really crazy,
kind
maybe
of
a killer. I don't know. We'll go back and check it out. We'll find out who he was. But
I'm sure he finds him in a prison.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was in a prison. That's what I kind of remember.
Yeah, he is like a deranged killer.
Yeah,
psycho killer, and he becomes Carnage, the most powerful.
But isn't there some kind of relation? I sort of remember like Carnage having some kind of connection to Venom.
Well, yeah, they stayed in the same cell.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he gets another symbiote. Well, we've made it to the end of the episode.
If you can believe that.
Thank you for tuning into the show. But before we go, we'd sure like to know what you thought about tonight's podcast and what you'd like to hear on future podcasts. Add us on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and feel free to leave a comment on any of these social media outlets. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment below. All right, nerds out.